Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Yahweh Sabah. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom. Today I want to break down that virgin birth and just explain how it's false, the Immaculate Conception, how it's false doctrine. A lot of churches follow it today, and a lot of people are following that false doctrine. So I just want to expose it today through the Spirit. Yahweh Radazah, it's edifying. Because Yahweh Shai is from the seed of David. That's that lineage and genealogy. Come on, so we're going to get into it. It's the book of Luke, chapter 1, start at verse 27. To a virgin espoused to a man. So I'll get started at verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary. Con. So I want to get into that word virgin, because that's where a lot of people slip up right there. Con. It's a parenthenos. So the first one says a virgin, and then B also says it a woman who has never had sexual intercourse with a man. But right above it says a marriageable maiden, and then right under it says one marriageable daughter. So we see that it's a marriageable maiden. That's what this is going into. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean she's a virgin. It doesn't mean she hasn't had sex yet. That's what I was explaining right there. It means she's a marriageable maiden, one who's marriageable of age, meaning that she can be married. She can be passed to a husband. That's what it means for this precept. So you don't want to have that carnal Babylonian way of thinking and mindset on this, because that's where you're going to fall. It's verse 28. And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou art highly favored, and the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Meaning he presented himself to her is what that's getting into when the angel came in unto her. Like the angel presented himself to her. Because the angel wouldn't have had sex with her, because that would have been a sin. Because thou shalt not commit adultery. You should surely be put to death if you do it. It's because like Exodus 22:16, when you have sex, that means that's your wife. So Joseph was already betrothed to Mary, so it's already proved it. Let's show that Leviticus. Look at Leviticus chapter 18, verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. We know an angel is not going to do carnally things, because the angel's spiritual. So that's how you know that you would have to understand that wouldn't happen. Because if you did that, you would surely be put to death as well, like how it says also in chapter 20. So like that's what it's getting into. Cause Mary also would have been put to death. Is what I was getting into when it's like saying you shall surely be put to death, like the angel too, but the angel's not going to do anything carnal. So let's get to verse 28. And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou art highly favored, and the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be. So it's showing you right there, like she was troubled, because the angel was coming to her, and she was like not knowing what was about to happen, when she would just have to remain humble. Read verse 30. It explains it right there. The angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with God. And it's telling her. The angel told her right there. like to fear not. So let's get to verse 31. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shalt call his name Yahushai. So like getting into that word conceive, I want to bring that out in the Webster's dictionary. It explains it good. So right there it says conceive, Webster's dictionary, to become pregnant or pregnant with, conceive a child. So it's plain and simple right there, like she conceived a child. So it wasn't a immaculate conception. She conceived a child, and his name was Yahushai. That's what it's getting into. Because, this is how Yahweh Shem Yahushai set it up. The Most High Yahweh, of course, set it up for Yahushai. And because that conception, that's conception, that's a seed that was in her for her to conceive the seed, which, the seed means sperma. So let's get verse 32. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord shall give unto him the throne of his father David. So his forefather David. That's what it's getting into. So I want to back that up too with chapter 2. It said, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world shall be taxed. And this tax was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria, and all went to be taxed, and every one in his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house of because he was of the house and lineage of David. Salakia. So it's explaining right there that Joseph was the house and lineage of David, and he was the one who was married to Mary. That was his wife, and already according to this chapter. And David was his forefather, and he had to pay taxes to Caesar Augustus because in that time the Romans were ruling. So that's why he had to do that. Because he was the house and lineage of David, a direct descendant, just like his son, Yahushai. Back that up with John 1:45. Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him, We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Yahushua of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. So we see right there, he's the son of Joseph, that Yahushua was, and that was his earthly father. He came out of to fulfill the prophecy concerning to come of his name of Joseph, the earthly father, But that's his earthly father, and then the spirit, in his spirit, he's the father of Yahweh. So he had an earthly father and the spiritual father through the spirit. Let me get back into that. Go to the book of Matthew now. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter. Because if this all, before I get into that, I just want to explain this telling you that Luke chapter 1, it gets into his lineage, and it's telling you all about the lineage, because his father was Joseph. And it proves that it connects through David, that lineage. Because that's how you know that he was from the tribe of Judah, because you have to have a lineage to be from the tribe of Judah, that bloodline. If you're not, if you wouldn't be from the tribe of Judah if it was an immaculate conception. Just want to get more into that, and then I'll get that Matthew chapter 1. The book of the generation of Yahushua Mashiach, the son of David and the son of Abraham. So it's telling you right there that he's the son of David, Yahushua Mashiach. And then this is getting into the whole lineage right here as well, because it does it in Luke chapter 3 as well. So I'm going to go down to verse, start right there, 18. Now the birth of Yahushua Mashiach was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with the child of the Holy Ghost. And then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. So we see in that verse 18 to come together, when you look that up. Came together, that means to assemble, like a assembly, gathered for a wedding. So it was talking about the ceremony, because people get confused with that right there, and they don't think that that's a ceremony. They think that they think that could be like lying with each other, like they had sex. So that proves right there that it was before the ceremony, so that shows that they already had sex, so they were already husband and wife. Because like Exodus 22:16 states, when you betroth and you lie with one another, that becomes your wife. And that's why it's getting into like Joseph didn't want, in verse 19, he didn't want to make her a public example, because people would have been looking at it disgraceful and like judging off of it. So because Mary would already like be pregnant when she went to the ceremony with the baby. People would have that carnal mindset on it. Yeah, that's why it's saying that, like that public example, because people would always say some assumptions like who did she lie with, thinking that she cheated on Joseph before the ceremony, during the ceremony. They would have been thinking that, like, whose baby is that? Oh, she already had sex with someone else. They would have been thinking like that. Verse 20, but while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. Verse 21, and thou shalt bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save the people from their sins. So that right there, that verse 20, you could see that's how you know he said, take her to be thy wife. He said, don't worry about it. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai already knew that was his wife. And the angels already knew too. Because, like I said, Exodus 22:16, he betrothed, engaged, as long as it's not with another man, you could sleep with her. So that shows that was his wife. So he's letting them know, like, go ahead, marry her, fear not. Because all that was just going to be a public view, assumption, perception, like on the marriage, on the ceremony. Con. Get this other example too. First Samuel 2. Book of First Samuel, chapter 2, and verse 20. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife and said, Yahweh, give the seed of this woman for the loan which is lent to the Yahweh. And they went unto their own home. And Yahweh visited Hannah, so that she conceived. That word conceived again, which we know that means to be pregnant. And bare 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the child Samuel grew before Yahweh. So right there, we see it right there. Hannah was with the husband. They slept together, and Samuel was born. That word conceived, like I showed what it means to be pregnant, to get that seed, that sperma. We know the seed means sperma. And you know, people would not. You have a carnal view on that if you think Yahweh visited and slept with her, because that did not happen. And it's nothing new under the sun. What happened then, happened now. So that same thing happened with Yahweh Shai. He came in the seed of a man, just like we did. Just like Samuel did as well. It's the book of Isaiah 7. Book of Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, and he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. So that word conceive again. And we know that what that means, to have a kid, to bear, to be pregnant, like how I showed. And this was a prophecy that Yahweh Shai would be conceived and come. And it's talking about that. It's talking about how Mary would conceive her and have Yahweh Shai. Come on. Let's get another example. Book of Numbers. The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 16. He that said, which heard the words of God, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come out of the star of Jacob a sceptre, and shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir shall also be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do violently. So like it, violently. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. So right there, this is an end time prophecy, and we know that star is talking about a star out of Jacob. That's talking about Yahweh Shai, and so that Jacob is through the same lineage of Yahweh Shai, through David. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are, and out of his bloodline that's the same scepter. So no way that it could be an immaculate conception, because he's an Israelite. He's through the tribe of Judah. It's through that specific lineage and tribe. So Yahweh ordained this for Yahweh Shai. So we can line that up with the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis. So this is an end time prophecies, how Jacob's talking to his children. And we start to his 12 sons. We're just gonna get the Judah part, Start at verse 8, Genesis chapter 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, and thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies, and thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp from a prey, my son. Thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? A scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall be the gathering of his people. So Khan, right there, as we can see that who are those people? It's the Israelites, and we know that Shiloh means peace, like how I broke it down in my last lesson that I did on reincarnation. Khan, I'm gonna get 11. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass colts, it's like his ass's colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. And then that's talking about Yahweh Shai. He was born of the seed of man. This is proven. The elect won't be deceived, as the scriptures state. So you just have to wake up to this to understand it. Khan. Let's get that. Get the book of Romans. Start at 1. Paul, a servant of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, called to be an apostle, separate unto the gospel of Yahweh, which he promised afore by his prophets in the holy scriptures, concerning his son Yahweh Shai Mashiach our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. According to the flesh. So it's telling you right there. Sperma is telling you what the seed means. Right there. So that's how we know the product of this semen seed, children, offspring, right there. That's how you know it's a sperma, semen. So it was explaining it to you right there that Yahweh Shai was made through a sperm of David according to the flesh. Yahweh Shai came in the flesh through it, just like how his father's earthly, like how I explained Joseph. So that's what it's getting into. He's created from the fruit of his loins. Like that's like what it is explaining. Get that 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. This is Yahweh speaking to Nathan, telling David. This is 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 8. Now therefore, so shalt thou unto my servant David, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from the following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. And I was with thee wheresoever thou wentest, and cut off all thy enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I appointed a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, that they may dwell in the place of their own, and move no more, neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and caused thee to rest from all thy enemies, also Yahweh telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And when thy days be fulfilled, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. So Khan, right there, as we could see that seed out of his bowels, that's talking about his seed, which was of course it was Solomon at first, but we know through a reincarnation it would later be Yahweh Shai through generations, that the house was established forever. It was established forever through Yahweh Shai from the seed. That's why it's stating that. And it's proving that Joseph was his father, his biological father from the seed. That's how you know that he's from that bloodline. Salakia. Khan. So by faith we have to believe this. Khan. Yahweh Radazal, this is edifying. I don't want to go too much more into it. Other brothers broke this down as well. I just wanted to get it for the California page, Church Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So this is Matthew 26:6. Now when Yahweh Shai was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. But when Yahweh Shai understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she had wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman had done be told for a memorial of her. And with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom.